Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dresden Files game. Today we have a full house.
It's a miracle.
Been a while.
It is. People have returned. People who are awesome and who have been in the embrace of summer while it's happened.
There's gonna be 4 people next session. Calling it.
You shut your mouth.
Don't jinx it.
What are we jinxing?
Attendance.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's trying to jinx attendance by saying it's going to be 4 people. So, who would like to fill in on the various things that have happened in the past 2 games for me?
Would it be alright if we believed that for just like a minute? Max
Sure.
just ran to the bathroom.
Okay.
And I'd hate for anyone to have to say it twice.
All right. That's fully fine. I'm trying to think of what's the time. So, if everyone could sign in to Roll20 and make sure that they have the proper amount of fate chips, and if not, I will hand out fate chips to anyone who needs fate chips. How does that sound?
You went correctly again. Is anyone
Alright.
else hearing that?
Yes.
I'm hearing it.
It might be just the fact that I have a computer that is butts right now.
If I remember correctly, last time you switched to like a different computer or microphone, and it got better.
So, did everyone hear me just ask them to get on to Roll20?
Yep.
All right. Anyone need fate chips?
Yep.
All right. Your refresh, I believe, is 6? 8?
I don't know.
I think 8 because she's a
Yeah, you are
Pure
still
mortal.
pure mortal. All right.
Yep.
no.
So- I am
No,
dropping
It doesn't take any
1.
stunts.
That's what I meant. No
You-
stunts.
3, 4, 5.
Poor 0 skill, Maddie.
All right. Connor.
Has no skills.
I am
Here's your
connecting.
Yes, you have no chips, so here's a
Okay,
chip.
so yeah.
Sarah, if you can locate your face on here.
Zoomed so far in.
Yeah, that happens.
All the money is mine. Wahaha.
All of the free will is yours. All of it. Steph has 2, Patrick has 2.
Am I gonna start losing them if I take magical abilities?
Yes. All right. Here's the rules on buying stunts and powers mid game. I take your chips from you immediately.
Okay.
So if you buy a magic power, and admittedly, while we're discussing this, I'm going to send a link.
Mhm.
I know in the middle of the game is not always the easiest time to review things, but so I am posting in the box. That is a link to the list of spell cast abilities that you can have, and in the wiki there you can get to the using spells. I'm going to go here to evocation, which is probably the simple form of magic and the way your character would probably likely start. Although she could do rituals. Rituals are a little more complicated. As you know, combat magic, Harry throwing a fuego is a whole lot more complicated than Victor Sells doing a ritual, where he had to do all that other stuff. But you have
You
the
mean a
ability-
lot less more complicated?
Yes. Yes. A lot less complicated. Yes. But then again, Victor Sells ripped people's hearts out with, a single casting of the spell.
Mm.
But it took a whole bunch of stuff. You are fully welcome because you are a sorcerer, which literally means you don't have access to the site, which I believe we covered a couple games ago. So you can take any power except for possibly Wizard's Constitution. You might be able to argue Wizard's Constitution eventually, but for right now, that's not going to be on the table.
Can I get the site?
It is possible that you could get the site. Possible. It would basically be a thing where you would want to probably... It would be a thing where I would say that your character would have to do a magical ritual to create a permanent change in your character, which would be under rituals. Technically, that does not violate the laws of magic, because you're doing it to yourself. And, magic that transforms yourself is actually not illegal. Has Max returned yet, or is he still away?
I am here.
All right. So who would like to inform us about what has happened? Brief history of the past 2 weeks or so. Anyone? Patrick, you're really silent.
I wasn't here last week, but I can say the dragon's cool. What I remember is we went into the massage parlor and then we visited the dragon, and he was pretty damn cool. And Parvis is a new friend. That's what I remember. I don't know what happened last week.
Connor, do you remember what happened 3 weeks ago? 1 week
3
ago?
weeks ago? I
Yeah.
can remember back 3 weeks ago. I remember last week I went to visit the dragon personally. Caitlin still wanted that, so I was going to use Portrayed, so I had to use one that was made out of bronze. And the dragon essentially he is conscripted, I guess. Conscripted his daughter to work with me on this.
Right. So, after the initial fallout of what happened, I'm going to explain what happened to your characters. Maddie, you've gone home, and for the past 2 days, you've kind of been dealing with the shock of everything that's happened. Vernon. Vernon, you were escorted from the area by Summer, and you were taken into Ferry. Summer tended to your wounds and started working on your mind and clearing it of some of its effects. We're actually going to be starting with you and what happened a little later last night in a bit. Okay?
Okay.
Because you will kind of get a front row seat to some very interesting things.
Okay.
The first thing that happened is Fabian, the guy from the botched attempt to get the coin, appeared and traded Connor traded Sean some information about where the children were taken. It was a place called Entropis Tor, which is technically part of Fairy, but it's kind of...
roboting worse and worse over time.
It is much harder to understand what you're saying. I'm having difficulty, and I know the story.
One second. Hello.
Hello?
No.
That's better.
Or substantially less robotic.
All right, that's great. Again, I switched computers. Everything seems to be working fine now. So, all right. Max, when did you stop being able to understand the story that was being told?
Somewhere around something Tor.
All right. So Fabian appeared, and he said that he was fairly certain that Sean's child was taken to a stronghold known as Entropis Tor. It is technically a part of Fairy, he says, but it's kind of on the outskirts. It's on the very far end of Wild Fairy, deepest, darkest Wild Fairy. That is also abutting to the rest of the Never Never. That is apparently, that is apparently where Autumn has been headquartered, and it actually has been a stronghold for Autumn for quite some time. It is a place of, well, things breaking down. After that, Sean went and had a talk with a certain dead lady, contacting her through a number that Maddie had given, that Eddie had gotten. Although he basically said he got it from Maddie. He managed to not put his foot in his mouth in the meeting, and came away with an ally. Oh, he was doing really well, and then he got kind of arrogant because of a compel and some poor wording. I know he bought that off, and then he said another thing that he basically decided to threaten her with, "I'll cut you off from your magic," and she didn't take it too well.
Well, she'd die if you did that, so I assume.
No, she wouldn't die. The magic that's being used to sustain her is different from the magic that she's using my power.
Oh, okay.
It's more she wouldn't be able to cast spells anymore, which is also quite dangerous for her. Sort of like threatening to take away the magic from a wizard. It won't kill them, but they'll fucking hate you for it.
Yeah. So she was just like, he apologized. They struck a bargain and they walked off. She did leave with a message from Maddie that Sean will have to tell you in character, if he remembers. If not, he'll just say,
I, out of character, do not remember, but I'm sure Sean does.
All right, I know. So when you get to it, say, Sean delivers the message, and I'll deliver the message, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so, then, while Sean was off doing that, Eddie led everyone to go to see the dragon, in Chinatown. Everyone except for Eddie left that, leaving the dragon with a very good impression. Eddie entered and tried to sell Parvis to the dragon.
Yep.
This turned out to be actually a really good thing, because Parvis is a rat. and rat comes first in the calendar. On the zodiac, I mean.
Yes.
So Parvis made a really good friend who imbued him with some sage advice and said that while he was officially given to him, he gives him his freedom on the what's it called agreement that Parvis comes back at least once a week and has tea and conversation with the dragon.
Which I will do in character because the dragon's awesome.
Parvis also got a silk robe that has Chinese symbols for rat and the depictions of the rat on it. That is really nice that he can wear, and I'm sure he went to wherever he's hiding is like, I've got a silk robe. I've got nothing else that goes with a silk robe.
But does it shift with him though? That's what I want to know.
It might.
Oh, if it does, then
It
interesting.
might.
Oh, it's a gift from a
Magic.
dragon, so could be.
It could be that
We
this.
saw Fabian talking to the dragon before we went in.
They noticed Fabian was talking to the dragon. Oh yes, because Connor had 3 knives that he had basically made from stolen dragon essence.
He did say I could keep them.
Yeah, he agreed not to kill you for stealing it and let you keep them. Because he needed you at the time and had already sucker punched you into various things. So he was like, this is a fair dealing. All right, I'll accept this. Anyway, so one of the knives got given to Fabian, who apparently then had a meeting with the dragon. Kitlin stole one of those knives from Sean, and then had a meeting with the dragon where she traded one of those knives. And then Sean had a meeting with the dragon where he traded one of those knives. So it's possible that the dragon now has all 3 of those knives.
Wow.
Because admittedly, when Kitlin traded hers, what part of the promise was the deal is you to not tell anyone that you did this.
Did what?
Exactly. Eddie called his girlfriend. Eddie tried to contact his former friend, and wasn't getting a call. So he decided that the best way to win her affection back is to stalk her, which he did to great effect. And Eddie, why don't I let you take it from here? What happened?
Okay. Well, first off, Eddie started trying to explain magic stuff to her. And she thought he was crazy. So she sent him to this really nice psychiatrist that she loves and well, not literally, but she's done so much for her, gave her, self-respect and everything. So she makes Eddie promise to go there, so he does. But when he gets to this place, the psychiatrist's place, when he's in the room with him, he starts feeling greedy, and then greedier and greedier and greedier. When he starts to realize that this is very similar to the feeling he had back in the hospital with that other dude, except with greed instead of despair. He then confronted him about it and nearly got himself killed until he revealed that he was an agent for Summer.
Oh, so you stumbled on the white court.
Yep,
Hold on a white court, really.
a white court.
Sometimes they group up.
It makes sense for them to be in New York.
And he stopped trying to kill Eddie at that point. But he said that no, I can't say her name. It's too that Catherine was his, and to not clue her in on his existence, or there would be hell to pay.
Your ex-girlfriend is vampire food?
Not really ex, more like budding girlfriend, because
Oh.
after that, they went back to her apartment and had sex.
He was trying to explain things to her, and she just kind of kissed him, and things went from there.
Yep. Like, no, this guy's terrible. Blah, 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 blah.
And that's the last thing. So, well, I will get to Maddie, because I'm fairly certain there's a Kitlin hanging out your house right now, because Kitlin went and ran off after things. So, and then she said she went home. So I assume that means Maddie's house, because yes, no, maybe so.
Sure.
All right, Vernon,
Yes.
you have spent what feels like a week relaxing in summer.
Sounds restful.
Oh, all of your needs are pampered for. They're seeing that you're fed. They're treating you like royalty. Several of high-ranking she have come in and checked on you, making sure that you're okay. What's your favorite food to eat?
Pickles.
A literal bowl of caviar.
Ratatouille.
All right. After a minor misunderstanding, in which a bunch of fairies brought you a bunch of chopped up rat bits, you finally were given a couple. You were on a steady diet of some of the best ratatouille you've ever eaten in your entire life. It's amazing.
Sounds good.
All right. So, I will mention it's only been 2 days for the rest of the characters. For you, it's been like a week, maybe 2 weeks, as I said, with this sort of relaxation, because that's just how fairy works. Like,
Time is different.
time can be different. I mean, sometimes it can go really fast, and sometimes it can go really slow. Anyway, so you being in fairy, what have you? All right, they've been clearing the corruption and the compulsions from your mind, and trying to break you of the enchantments. You've seen several steely doctors who assure you that everything's going to be fine. They're going to get all of it out. Everything's going to be okay. In fact, the Summer Lady has stopped by repeatedly and is somewhat personally treating you. Or she's seeing to the tending of your wounds. In fact, she kind of smiles at you and she goes, "Greetings again, Vernon.
Afternoon. Or
How are you
or
doing?"
Morning or
I know it is hard to say. Is the room to your liking? You're in this like meadow with like a bed in like this tent. But it sounds like you have no idea how they've gotten this tent to be this ostentatious. But they have.
It's nice.
Admittedly, you're being guarded by some pretty mean-looking, mothers. They're in like leather armor. They're kind of scraggly. They look like they're somewhat bestial. They've got just that look to them. Although you're fairly certain you've seen Lily making out with one of them.
And if I think that they're there to keep me in, I'm going to be at least somewhat compelled to fuck with them.
Sean. For Shay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Shay. You're right. Sorry. All right. Yes, you saw Shay. Oh, did I say Lily? Or
Yeah.
all right, Shay. Shay has you do get the sense that they do kind of keep a watch on you. If you try to get up, they stop you, and they make sure whatever you need is met. But they're not letting you out.
I'm just going to have to fuck with them then.
How are you doing that?
Just generally trying to be evasive. Not violent, but
I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to hear. There's a slight echo with you and Sarah right
Here,
now.
I'll mute mine.
just generally trying to be evasive. Not violent, but deceitful, nimble, and generally a pain in the ass to keep track of.
Oh, so you're, admittedly, you're every time you get out of bed, they try to put you back into bed. So how are you being nimble and evasive when you're almost confined to bed rest? That'd be my question. Or is it more like the few times that they let you walk around, you'll be like 1 second and dip somewhere, and then there's a huge manhunt?
Yeah, more the latter.
All right. You all right. So you're walking around a garden. You're walking through a garden. That's going to be the first chance that I see you could take. Would that be a chance that you would take? There are some bushes that you could hide behind. If so, what are you doing?
Well, hiding behind the bushes. That's an obvious one.
There are trees. There's a river. There's whatever you want. Pile of rocks.
Trees are good. Up. When in doubt, up is a good way to go.
All right.
People are much slower to look up than they are, left or right.
Admittedly, fairly certain you have a pack of wolves chasing after you. You're found fairly quickly because it's like they sent you right up the tree and they just start growling and barking.
Well, we can go from treetop to treetop a bit, at least, I'm sure.
All right. I need you to make me an athletics test.
My roll 20 is being annoying. 1 sec.
I am sorry to hear that.
I got a 0.
You got a 0. Unfortunately, a mediocre performance of that means you fairly quickly fall to the ground and are literally dogpiled. After that, you don't really get walking around privileges. Admittedly, Shay does come in, and she is like, I'm so sorry that happened. We can't have you running around like yet. We don't know what's in your mind. I mean, for all we know, we're trying to assist you. So if you could please stay put, that would be very appreciated.
I'm gonna at least once. I mean, not to Shay, because Shay's pretty cool, but once I'm left alone with my guards again, I'm gonna at least once gonna try to glamour myself out of existence while still actually being there.
Roll me deceit.
Ah, now that's something I have.
Yes. Brian's gonna hate you so fucking.
Two.
Alright. So,
Not my best roll.
alright. So yeah. You glamour yourself. He kind of looks back. Looks away. Like you notice that you start walking away. Like are you slipping out the back of the tent, or are you trying to sneak through the front?
No, I'm not trying to actually leave.
He just wants to make them think he is.
Exactly.
All right.
I want to actually be where I'm supposed to be while making them think that I am, like, leaving and make them panic, and then
All right.
laugh at them.
So yeah, he all right. So you are actually in bed, but you're glamoring an image of of being not in bed.
Correct. And
All
then
right.
trying to make a break for it, I guess, with the image.
All right.
I don't know. How far can I carry on an image?
Make a break. Oh, you want to try to glamour an image of yourself running away?
Yes.
All right. Give me another deceit roll.
Because my dice apparently just don't like me.
I'm sorry about that, man. So yeah, you see like you see like it's like you glamour an image running away. There's a pause. A few people start running after it. A few of the guards look back at your bed. One of them goes there, walks over, grabs you, and holds you up.
I laugh at him. Good eyes, good eyes.
He does not seem amused.
His lack of amusement amuses me.
He seems, you can see him getting angrier and angrier and angrier, and he's like, currently, you're getting the royal treatment. It's like, right now, you're our guest. So if I say, rip out your throat with my teeth, I'd get in trouble. And so would Shay.
Sounds like a very, very persuasive argument for not ripping out my throat with your teeth. Besides, I should get the royal treatment. I'm Manhattan royalty, like Jay-Z, except I live in Central Park.
You are the bastard scion of a defunct court and a terrorist.
No, I'm not Jay-Z's son. It was just a comparison.
All you... his fist. All right, I'm making a test. All right. It takes everything this guy has. He does not beat the... All right, so Shay and possibly Sean will know how much of a feat this is for this guy. Oh, Brad, you've grown so much. Or Brian, yes. Brian, grown so much. All right. So yeah, he kind of, he takes you, and he's just like, you're not worth it, and just kind of throws you back down on the bed. Just glare. He puts two fingers to his eyes, and then points a finger at you. And goes back to his eyes, goes back to you, walks to his post. What does Vernon do?
So just lie back and start whistling a song. A very repetitive song. Pretty much, yeah.
That's how most of the time goes.
You will
However,
whistle the Chocobo song to its 968th verse.
Shay does walk in. All right. This is a question. I'm going to pause here for just a second. I am going to switch to Connor. Connor, I'd like to ask a question. What is your plan today as you wake up in the morning?
All right, one quick question.
All right.
Does Brian and the rest of them, do they have access to guns? Just ready access?
No.
All right. So my plan for today is to get in contact with Fabian and find out how quickly he can get me a minigun.
All right.
Or at least some assault rifles.
And after that?
Link relevant.
Then I'm going to try to get in contact with Shay. And
Sorry, continue.
hold on a second. Oh, hang on.
Every time you say Shay and then pause, I'm refraining myself from answering.
You get dumplings.
All right. So yeah, he's going to contact Fabian and then he's going to contact Shay. That was decided. All right.
Why? Ow. $700 dumplings. Weird.
All right.
These are really
So-
good dumplings.
So, Vernon.
Yes?
All right. It's your 15th, 13th day there. Everything has gone so well. You've annoyed the crap out of the guard so much that he eventually does accidentally shove you into a pole so that you hit your head. And then sees that you're properly tended for that totally accidental wound. Yep, totally accidental.
I'm less than inclined to believe him on that.
Well, he's lying out his ass. That would be the reason.
I thought you lot didn't do that. The whole lying thing.
You're a very charming person.
I've been told. You know, if you would just send in someone else to do a shift, then you could get some time off. I could reuse some of my old pranks. It'd be a win-win.
Admittedly, they are shifting around people.
All right, then I get to reuse some of my glamour pranks.
All right.
I mean, I'm not asking to roleplay that. Just
Okay. All right. You might eventually get one or two of them. Admittedly, since the fact that they're looking for it now, it isn't as effective. Like.
True.
Okay. So yes.
if one of them looks particularly young, I may just try to glamour an image of Mab.
God.
Just to fuck with them.
Would you actually do that? I mean, like, none of them looks particularly young. Well, they all look like young-ish, but
Do I get the impression one of them may be like really, really green?
no.
Then no, I won't do it.
Yeah, all of them look like they're about the exact same amount of seasoned.
I recognize out of character would be an incredibly dumb thing to do regardless, but I could totally see him doing it if he thought he had like an absolute summer rookie. Like,
Yeah, I summoned the Queen of Winter into the heart of summer, and yeah, that's not going to cause an explosion. Anyway,
I didn't say I was going to summon her. I said I was going to glamour an image of her,
anyway,
which would probably piss her off and attract her attention.
you start hearing horn call. Roll me alertness.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
All right, but you said you were going to contact Shay after you talked to Fabian, right?
Yep. And he started laughing for some reason.
It's all right.
Alertness. You're still muted, by the way.
All right,
Still needed?
that would be Sarah, who's probably still muted. She's the one
Yes,
who's
she
muted.
was.
Anyway, Max.
Yes.
So, as Vernon, you're laying there, you hear a horn call. That's out of the ordinary. Everyone seems to grow tense.
Were you laughing at the...
Is it jazz hour?
Yeah.
Is it jazz time? I don't like jazz either, guys.
Oh yes, I was laughing at the GIF. Yes, that's the reason why.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway,
So the horn cries, everyone goes tense. Vernon looks around and goes, "What is it? Is it jazz hour? I don't like jazz either. We can skip it."
all right. Brian looks at you. The guy who you pissed off the most looks at you and goes, "You stay right there." And he looks at two guys. Don't you let him move. All right. Everyone else with me. And you see them like they walk, and then you hear just like snarlings of wolves go off into the distance.
You hear that, guys? Maybe you should go with them.
They're gonna say there. A little bit his way. They
The wolf jazz, it's bad.
yeah. So you think you hear possibly the sound of combat outside. It's somewhat distant. There's snarling wolves and explosions. Those kind of things are hard to, ignore.
You know, I tend to be much better at staying alive when I'm able to go places, do things.
Right there. They just stay. All right. They kind of look over and they go, you over here. And they pull in some servants. And they're like, he doesn't move. The servants, they nod. One of them is a lovely lady who addresses you as Rose Petal.
Yay!
So I'm gonna look at the servants and go like, "All right, guys, you're tier 3. I mean, do you really want to do this? Let's just go see what's going on."
No, we must keep you safe.
Glamour disappear.
Yeah, Rose Petal grabs you.
No roll even.
No roll. All right, here's what I'm going to explain. The people you were dealing with there were not fairies. Those were mortals. You're now dealing with a pure fairy. You do a glamour, and she's like, yeah.
Neat trick. I can do that too.
Yep. She sees right through it. Especially since she knows that you can do it and is prepared for it.
Well then, I have one power fairies don't inherently rely upon, but I didn't take into account when I rolled my character's skills, so it's probably going to fail if I attempt to use it.
What's the power?
Parkour!
All right.
Fucking go for it.
Yeah, she can. So. Anyway, so are you trying to parkour your way out?
Away, at least.
All right. So yeah, roll me athletics.
1.
All right. So wings fly. You're like, parkour! And she just grabs you and just boom on the ground. She goes, yeah, no.
No, yeah?
Yes, no. No.
No, no.
No.
Now, I'm pretty sure if you use enough double negatives in fairy, you get punished, don't you?
Who says those were not individual statements? Admittedly, I'm not full fairy with her right now. I'll gladly admit I'm not full fairy with her. But you go to jump, she tangles you up, and you're on the floor. And she's just kind of sitting on you now, going, "This is a really fun game."
More fun than when it was the big hairy guy doing the sitting, I'll admit. But, different. Definitely different.
She just cocks your head and goes, "You are cute. If there wasn't a war outside, maybe."
I mean, if you think about it, isn't when there's a war outside the only time? And then he just looks deep. He suddenly just looks deeply into her eyes and goes, "You know, we could get away. Get away from all this."
Are you actually trying to seduce Rose Petal?
A little bit.
Roll me rapport.
Can I tag smooth operator?
Yes.
That's +2.
Mm-hmm.
So 4.
All right. You have to spend a chip.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Oh, you'll just take the chip out of your. You click the chip and you drag it onto the thing.
There we go.
Thank you. All right. So, you go. You know, we could get out of here. Wink, wink. She's like, what do you offer me if I assist in your extrication? You can definitely tell she is interested in sporting. That's an aspect that you have now. She has the aspect interested in sporting.
Is not the promise of the protection that comes with my imposing physical prowess enough? He says while still being easily held down by her.
No.
Maybe go with the no again. So negative.
Oh. But, Steph?
Yeah?
What does Rose Petal want? What intangible thing about Vernon does she want for this agreement?
She wants him to stay in the bed. That's my suggestion.
No, it's...
I'm not sure. My brain has left me.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
I'll go to Sarah then. Sarah, what does this fairy want? Like the color of his hair, the color of his eyes, his memories before he was 3, like the...
You're just reciting what's Stardust now.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
His nastiest dream.
But like his dirtiest dream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. It's like, very well. I will agree that I will agree to deliver you safely from here and give you and share in the most pleasurable experience of your life for all of your dirtiest fantasies.
Now, I'm not too particularly familiar with the rules of fairy on giving someone fantasies. Do I lose these fantasies?
Yeah.
Can I create new fantasies?
Probably.
I'm a creative fella. Why not?
All right. So, she she casts a glamour over you and grabs you and holds you to her and then starts flying away. And as you can see an invading force that you're fairly certain is Autumn coming into this area and starting to overrun it. And you're fairly certain you can see Lady Shay there protecting you. In fact, as you look down and you see this shining beacon of light surrounded by these forces, and she kind of looks up at you and then looks up at Rose Petal, and she actually gives a nod and then goes back. And then clouds come in obscuring your vision and you don't see what happens. But she takes you to a nice, pleasant little spot. You guys do the nasty.
I was about to say
Together.
back here.
Yeah. Okay, and yes. And she's like, it's like, do I make you roll an endurance roll? Yes, roll me endurance. Admittedly, this is one of the Fae, so like normally I don't care about this. This is the Fae.
Oh my god, -1.
Oh god. She is most unimpressed with you. I'm sorry.
Good spent ship.
Way too early. Like, way
Yeah.
too early.
All right, so we're not describing what happens there. Needless to say, she is not the most satisfied. So you end up in a so yeah, you're like looking up at her, giving a sheepish grin. She's looking down at you angrily. You know, you kind of give a shrug because I could see your character doing that. And the next thing you know, you are in water. Freezing cold water.
Well, that's just uncalled for.
Alright. I'm guessing you're trying to swim to the surface?
Yeah.
Alright. You're in the Hudson.
Huh. Well, every king needs a moat. And I'll start trying to stroke my way towards Manhattan to the best of my ability.
Alright. Yeah, you are by Manhattan, you're in the Hudson, you're able to crawl out of the Hudson completely naked.
Glamour myself some clothes before I get another public nudity.
Might be some time.
I hear in New York they really don't take kindly to the 10th offense on that one.
Yeah. All right. Might be some time for you to check in with some friends. Where would you go? Who would you seek out?
I have to knock on Sean's door, I think.
All right. You will get to Sean's door eventually. Let's go with Maddie right now. We'll get to Sean in a second. So, Sarah, if you could unmute, that would be most beneficial.
Right.
All right. So, Maddie, What have you been up to within these past 2 days? Describe a little of what's gone on, since it's a little more. We know you have a little more grasp of concept of what's happened with your character.
Well, I feel like with the several days that I had there and the many, many, many attacks on my mind, I think that I would be sort of in like mental recovery mode, like girls do post breakup, sweats, messy bun, mac and cheese, Gilmore Girls, hermiting.
All right. Have you let Kitlin join you for that?
Yes.
All right, Kitlin.
Yep.
Have you wanted to join her for that?
Sure.
All right. Have you brought up the fact that she said she'd love you forever?
Yes.
All right. That needs to be a discussion.
So, are we in us now?
Are we a who? What?
Us.
What?
Well, you said you love me,
I do love you.
so we're in us.
You mean, are we a couple?
Yes.
I don't know. We haven't discussed it yet.
She kind of rolls her eyes. Isn't that what we're doing?
Sort of. But you asked what we are now, not what we will be at the end of this conversation.
What are we going to be at the end of this conversation?
I don't know. What do you want to be at the end of this conversation?
All right. So, one thing I'm going to give Vernon a chip for some pretty awesome role playing, and for hitting on a fairy. and I'm also going to give you a minor milestone, which is the ability to switch stats, switch an aspect, switch a stunt, something like that. For being in awesome scenes and playing both of your characters in this really awesome way, here both of you have chips.
Okay.
Also, how often does a Plan C escape plan work?
Was that C? I thought
Yeah,
we were
C.
at D or E.
No, A was the glamour and B was parkour. Plan C was seduce the fair.
Okay.
I thought that was Plan Triple X.
Well, here's how I feel about this, kid. I've had a really difficult time lately, and I kind of don't feel like the earth has stopped moving under my feet. And I don't know what you're looking for, and I need you to be crystal freaking clear.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the Earth is rotating through space, so it's always going to be moving.
I roll my eyes at you and continue eating mac and cheese. You know what I mean.
No. I gave you space. I thought that's what you wanted.
We have never talked about this before, kid. I didn't ask for space. I am asking for the opposite of space. I am asking you to tell me honestly what you want from me.
I would like us to be in us.
So good at the direct and clear thing.
Roll me empathy.
Ooh.
Who's that directed at?
Maddie. Maddie, roll empathy.
Arg.
So I am picking up on something, and I want to ask you a question, and the answer is going to go to Maddie. All right? because I think this might be something she's picking up on. Does Kitlin actually know what she wants? Or does Kitlin just know she wants Maddie?
Is this question directed to me to answer?
Yes, that's directed to you, Steph. Sorry.
She just knows she wants Maddie.
All right. So, all right. That's the impression you get. So when you ask her, "What do you want?" and basically the response you keep getting is "you," she's probably about as clueless. She may be more clueless as to what she wants than and how this is going to work than you are, being a medical student.
What, like sexually? like she doesn't know how this is physically going to work, or she doesn't know how this is supposed to play out, like emotionally.
Maybe both. That's what you're getting from your role.
Okay.
Like that when her say that you're pushing that you kind of get that you're pushing for answers that she may not have, and it might not be something that she can just tell you. While you want to know what she wants, it may need a more specific thing than just, well, tell me what you want, because it seems to be confusing her.
All right, I'm going to sigh and put down the mac and cheese and turn and look at her directly. Like, okay. So our lives have been less than safe lately, and I think your life has been very dangerous for a long time. What I need to know is whether you're interested in spending some time with me, like as best friends, like sexually, whatever, for fun, or if you really genuinely feel something emotional for me as a person.
Well, I love you.
But yes, but my mom loves me. I love my friends. That's not what I need you to define love. What you feel for me. I need you to tell me whether you want us to be very good friends or, what.
I want to protect you from all the bad things in the world.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll take it slow and see what that means to the two of us. But I can't promise that that's going to mean the same thing to both of us in future. So I need you to understand that.
Okay.
Okay. So we can be an us, and we'll see how it goes. Okay?
Okay. You'll tell me if I do something wrong, though, right?
I'm gonna blink. Like, have you ever been in a relationship with anyone before?
No.
Oh boy. Well, it's not necessarily for me to decide if something is wrong, but I'll try to explain things to you if you have questions. How's that?
Okay, but you'll tell me if I do something that upsets you.
Yes.
Okay. I will hand her back her mac and cheese.
I will put my arm around her and resume watching the Gilmore Girls.
All right, you've got an arm around you. What are you doing?
Snuggling.
All right, so there's a cuddle fest. You two are adorable. All right.
Oh, slow down.
That's our job. Be adorable.
Yes, it is. All right, so that happened. We're gonna go to Sean for right now. So, Sean.
Yes.
Oh, actually, Parvis. We'll get you in a second. Actually, Sean, yeah, back to you, Sean. So you contact Fabian.
All right.
Fabian's like, all right, well, you want guns. I might be able to get you some guns. Maybe. What's on offer? Knife
Well.
number 2.
Knife number 2 is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Someone stole knife number 2. Knife number
Ah.
3 got traded for a favor with the dragon.
Hmm.
The knives are gone. That's the point I'm making here.
Very well. So, what else do you have to offer?
Aside from cash,
How about this? You're going to Arctis Tour. Or not Arctis Tour. Entropis Tour, correct?
yep.
Maybe you get me that.
You want Entropis Tour.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice if I could take it. I don't think it's going to be happening, though. Right now, the plan as it stands with the number of people I'm going to be able to get my hands on is it's going to be a small surgical strike. We're going to get my daughter and we're going to go. Unless Autumn is much smaller than we all think it is, I don't think we're going to be able to hold the castle.
Autumn is the king. You take the. You've never played chess before, have you? You're probably more of a checkers guy, right?
I always like tactic / games. Say I like to chuckle? Please tell me I likes to chuckle.
Nah, doesn't. It's Fabian. He had his laughter surgically removed.
Does he chuckle on the inside?
No, he chuckles nowhere.
It means you have to try harder.
So, I can get you a shipment of guns for a price. It will be a 3 resource roll after when you have to pay him. But on the off chance that you say end up with Entropis Tor, mine.
If I end up with Entropis Tor, it will be yours. But if we get Entropis Tor and you get Entropis Tor, that's what you get as payments.
Of course, yes. You don't have to pay the money, of course.
Obviously soon, but still. Between individuals such as us, always proper to specify.
Of course, of course. You'll have the shipment to you in several hours. How many are you looking for?
Alright, out of character. How many people are in Brian's squad as it were?
Including Brian, I believe that there would be around 14.
14. Alright. See. Then whether or not I want to get guns for everybody else. Does Eddie know how to use a gun?
Not really.
What about Parv? Probably not.
Nah, he doesn't have guns at all. Like, I think. Wonder if Par even knows what a gun is.
Probably not. Still, it'll be easier for you guys to learn how to use guns than it will be for you to learn how to use swords. Alright. 14 assault rifles of any sorts. The assault rifles need to have wooden grips. AKs are probably the best choice.
All right.
From one incidental touching of iron. Say 3 handguns, and a minigun if you can get your hands on one. I'll be honest, I'm not keeping my hopes high for that one.
Minigun might take some time. If I can, I'll need it back unless you're giving me Entropus.
I might give it back even if I get Entropus. I personally don't have any use for it.
Fair
Assuming
enough.
it might be a useful siege weapon. War.
Deal's
How long-
done.
How long? Well, before we agree to that, how long will it take you to get a minigun? Do you think?
It might take me a day. I'll know by the end of the day whether or not I can get it.
Alright. Yeah. Get the minigun too. That'll give me time to give some basic training to my more inexperienced allies.
All right. Fair enough. He hangs up the phone. I believe you're trying to contact someone.
Yeah, Shay?
All right. So how are you doing? How are you contacting Shay?
Ritual that you brought up before.
So you're going to go out to a garden area,
We have a
All
garden. We have a small garden in the backyard.
probably with a lot of items that would relate to Shay anyway, as a good place to call her.
Yeah.
So a very gentle summoning.
Probably vegetables too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And your mementos that you have from your time that you spent in Frederick, especially with Shay. Things that directly relate to her as a person. The shrine to Shay there is good. So yeah, you do your summoning. Storm clouds. It starts getting really stormy for a second. Warm rain starts falling. There's a lightning bolt at the ground, and suddenly someone is standing in your yard. It's not Shay.
Let's say it's not Shay, is it?
Nope.
Hmm.
It is. It's a woman that I believe you've seen at least once before. She was currently destroying Fort Diedrich at the time.
Yeah. Is it? Let's see. Titania?
She
No,
nods.
Hi.
You called.
Called Shay. Is she busy?
My daughter is indisposed at the moment. An enemy has overrun her position and taken her hostage, along with all in her retinue.
Hmm.
As she is beholden to you, her debts are mine when she is not able to assist. I instead come. I render to you all aid that that daughter of mine would have rendered unto you. What is it you need? God, what's it called? Godparent of my grandchildren.
Well, I was going to go on a assault on Autumn's encampments tomorrow, and I need a few fighters. I was going to ask Shay if I could get the assistance of Brian and his pack, but I suppose they're disposed of.
They are, but that does not mean that she would. If they were not, she would not have granted them to you. Should have waves her hand, and all of a sudden, like 20 elves and just 10 12 elves and 4 dwarves and 2 ogres are suddenly in your fucking garden. Will these be of assistance to you instead?
You guys know how to use guns?
They all look around. They are not acquainted with mortal weapons. However, they bring their own. And the elves have bows and,
Right. All right, I think those will. I think they'll do quite nicely.
They will await your call and assistance. She hands you a shell. It's like, hold this up and think of them and they shall appear.
All right. Thank you for your assistance, Queen of Summer. This was a very pleasant surprise.
Yes. I do not
Pleasant and
know.
unpleasant, considering the circumstances.
I do not know who would have told Autumn to strategically strike my daughter. They came through Russia.
That is a distance to travel indeed.
I did not even know that there was a pathway between the area they had come from and my daughter's own court, but they found one. She looks very upset. Sean, you remember a few things?
I don't recall saying that you could invade Summer through Russia. I recall saying that summer was a good time to invade Russia. I guess that is something of a link, isn't it?
Yep. It was tactically advantageous.
In an odd way.
Mm-hmm.
Something to ruminate on.
She does not look very happy, but it doesn't seem like she's angry at you.
Right.
Seems she's just angry in general.
Right. So,
It may be that she doesn't know yet.
Right.
Well, she clearly can't be that angry because, she's talking and not melting people's minds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. But point of order, you're right. She has someone there talking for her.
All right. Well, consideration of the forces, I would like to offer a deal with Titania.
She turns to you. You wish to strike a bargain with I?
Yes. I would like a weapon of some sort that is capable of destroying the King of Autumn. In return, after I have freed my daughter from Autumn's control, or miraculously after I have done my siege upon Autumn, I will assist in the rescue of Shay.
Are you familiar with the manipulation of energy?
What, as a magic? Or how so?
Yes, as magic.
I have some experience with it. I've yet to really.
Do you have talents
Go
that
on.
lie in that direction?
None that are developed. But there's
I will
potential.
tell you this. Looking at you, I do not believe that you are a wise vessel for any weapon that I would have to bestow. If you bring one such as that to me, I will bestow upon them my blessing to use the fires of summer.
I think I have just the person.
All right. Until then.
Until then.
If you need speak with me, please come here and whisper my daughter's name. I shall be listening.
I
Thank
so
you for
desperately
your-
want Vernon to get there while Titania's still there.
All right. Well, do you want it enough to spend a chip? Because if you spend a
Yes.
chip, you definitely make it. Spend a chip. All right.
All right.
All right. So you spend a chip, and you come in, and you're like, "What do? You walk in, and there's a huge army of things. Make your entrance."
I completely ignore Titania, completely ignore the ogres, completely ignore all of the fairies, run straight up to Sean and go, Sean, I made it with the summer chick!
The fuck?
Admittedly, as you look, that summer chick is there. She's the one who's been speaking for Titania. Rose Petal just looks at you, just like,
No, not the ladder again! I said, no,
It
not the
wasn't very
ladder
good,
again.
was it? Did you hear me?
what did you say?
I said he wasn't very good, was he?
She shakes her head. Just no.
To be fair, if you are good enough a fairy, you guys don't really tire out.
Titania narrows her eyes and goes, "You are the one who is the most problem here."
So he then is going to look around at all of the ogres, and as they start to settle in, go, wait a second. Wouldn't these guys be better off helping Shay with all the fighty and violence?
That battle is ended.
Ooh, how'd it go?
Not well.
I turned to Rose Petal. See? I told you we should have gotten out of there. You got to listen to me sometimes. Have a little bit of faith.
Titania. So
Vernon,
Titania,
wait inside.
Vernon, you're on fire.
How on fire?
Engulfed.
I'm going to stop, drop, and... Well, first I'm going to run around screaming for a little bit, and then I'm going to pause, gather my wits, stop, drop, and roll.
Okay.
Because I was taught as a child what to do in this situation.
All right. It doesn't seem to be going out, but it doesn't seem to be hurting you all. It seems to just be a slow agony right now. But
I just continue rolling, going, they never said what to do after roll!
Is he burning? Is he burning the grass that he's rolling around on?
a little, yes, but it's not like it's catching fire. As soon as it goes away, it just pops. You know, it's like she's concentrating all the fire on him, and then she's gone, and the fire's gone. And Rose Petal's kind of standing there. She walks over, he just kind of picks you up and puts you down. You need to work on your everything, and then she's gone.
You should listen to the fairy, Vernon.
Yeah. Shrugs kind of offhandishly. By the way, Shay was in not a great state when last I saw.
I heard.
I was going to suggest we go do something about it, but apparently that's done.
It's being handled for now.
So, how's the kids?
Well,
Right, sorry, cross that. I'm in character. I'm pretty sure I know about his kids kidnapping, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
How's the kids? One's still missing, asshole.
Yeah.
Well, if he didn't, I thought for a second
Yeah.
Vernon didn't know, and it would be a funny.
I know.
Well, first
Admittedly-
things first, I'm gonna.
Vernon, admittedly, as far as you know, you've been gone for a week. So they could have already gotten the kid back.
Okay, so I know what I would say. So I would ask, what's the kid's name? Sorry.
Gabrielle.
Gabriella. Or
I would
Gabrielle.
ask whether Gabriella's back, but I see you arming ogres, so I'm gonna go with no.
Astute.
So, who's got to die? And he kind of cracks his knuckles.
What? You don't have to repeat that.
He said, so, who's got to die?
Who's your dad again?
I've only met him once or twice. Yesin, or it seems like the pronunciation changes a bit each time. I can never quite nail it down. Bit of an asshole, as I can tell.
Right. Well, that'd be him.
Never thought I'd be adding patricide to my list of sins.
Now, hang on a sec. I gotta make a call.
Then again, I never thought I'd be adding her to my list of sins either. He gestures where Rose Petal had been previously. So, first time for everything.
All right. I'm calling Fabian.
All right.
I feel like you've only gotten a one shot at patricide.
Well, what did you say, Sarah?
She says,
I was saying, I feel like you could only have like the one opportunity to commit patricide.
Yeah.
Repeat offenses of patricide would be negative for us.
Well, zombies. Anyway. So, you call Fabian.
Do you pick up?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
Sorry to spring this on you now, but it turns out I'm not going to be needing most of the firearms. Just the pistols. Yeah. There's been some distressing.
You're canceling the deal?
Well, somewhat altering. I no longer
Fine.
require assault rifles and miniguns. I would still like the pistols. You'll be paid for the pistols, as before. And if I can think of something big enough, I would like to make a deal like the previous one, where it's a large thing in exchange for either a large sum of money or a trophy store, whichever comes first. Believe me, I do not do this lightly. I was really hoping that I would need those guns.
We had a bargain. You promised Entropis Tor.
I promised Entropis Store in exchange for weapons that I no longer need.
That does not
Use,
change
frankly.
my end of the bargain. Whether you have use for those guns or not, Entropis Tor is mine.
Very well. If you bring me the weapons, I will try to obtain Entropis Store for you still.
See that you do, and it does not fall into other hands.
Mhm.
Well, then he clicks and hangs up. Obviously not too happy with you. Man, you just love to let Fabian push you around. All right.
He's not a person I want to be on the bad side of. Dangerous.
He's just a person you want to hand Entropis Tor to.
I mean, once Autumn is gone, it's just a castle.
No, it's really not. But you should speak to Eddie about that. Eddie!
What?
So you wake up from a very fulfilling night with a partner who's enthused with you, but currently asleep.
All right.
What do you do?
Holy shit, the time. I probably have to do summer things.
Admittedly, you're kind of in Sean's pocket right now, so what are you doing?
I text Sean. Do I have to do anything?
Sean, you have a text message that you didn't notice until now.
to say?
Do I have to do anything? It's from Eddie.
What need do you have of me, my liege?
Something Illuminati.
Come to my house. I'm going to teach you how to use a gun.
But I've spent all this time learning the art of the fist.
Fists can't hurt fairies.
What? Not even Fists 4? I declare that's not character.
Not unless you have fists literally made out of iron.
Fists can't hurt fairies. Doesn't have to be made out of iron to hurt fairies.
Let's say, I text that and I say, wait, I have some steel gauntlets. Fists might work.
Cool. Also, I need some help with something, but I'll be right over.
All right. See you then.
Where do I get the morning after pill?
Well, they use protection. Eddie's not that crazy, despite the hair. He'll try to rouse Kathy and let her know that he's leaving. What happens?
No, the correct line is Eddie's paranoid, not crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so Kathy stirs and she's like, Eddie! Oh, my. She kind of looks down, looks at you, looks at her, and just shakes her head. She's like, did we,
Yes.
Eddie, roll me rapport.
Okay. Keep forgetting I don't have these things. All right. Rapport is.
All right. Yes, you use protection. Wow. That, I mean, I liked you. I mean, I like you. It's just, usually don't do this on, like, first dates, and we haven't even been, oh god, I'm such a slut.
What? No, don't say that, okay?
I don't know what came over me. It's just you were there, and I was feeling so.
Look, I don't think any less of you, and if you want, this can stay between us.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly not inviting other people in. Are you like into?
That's not what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. All
I'm
right.
not telling other people.
Okay. I guess. Wait. Are you? What's going on? What are you doing?
I have to go. I have a job.
Oh, a job. Wait, where do you work again?
Not that kind of job.
All right, yeah, but out of character, she thinks I'm in with a cult or something, so...
Yes.
She'll probably not want me to leave in that case.
Oh, it's a mobile one.
A mobile job? How is that going to help?
You don't have a place that you work at. You do things.
Yes.
Awful, terrible things.
Again, Now, as opposed to his advice last session, which was, "Don't you dare start this off with lies." Now it's lie to her, Eddie.
Yes.
Oh, it's not lying though. He does have a job. He works for me.
Yeah, I have to.
It's
Only
just
job
very
if you
true.
pay him.
Sorry, Steph, what did you say?
It's only a job if you pay him.
Yes.
I am. I'm letting him live in my house.
Maddie, what
that's-
did you say?
Among other things, he does have a debt to pay off.
I think technically that's slavery, but
Indentured servitude.
Yeah, I was about to say indentured servitude
Anyway.
is not illegal.
Anyway, on with the scene. On with the scene. What are you telling her?
I basically have to do whatever this guy Sean wants me to, within reason.
Oh my God, is this the cult again? Is Sean the leader of your cult?
Sean is not in the cult.
Are you sure? Because you said you have to do whatever he says. Like that doesn't sound like a normal.
Well, I mean, I don't know how does having a boss work? You do what they say, right?
Not like everything they say.
Well, yeah, there are rules. I'm like his assistant.
Well, what does he do?
Shit.
He's sort of like a policeman.
But he's not a policeman.
Definitely not. No. Let's not go down that route. He's a very important person, you know?
Bounty hunter. Bounty hunter is a fitting description for what I do.
But he's not a bounty hunter.
No.
So, are you going? Because admittedly, if he tells me if he uses things that are technically true, like, then I can see whether or not he has to roll deceit, or whether or not it's just roleplay continues on. He's not currently trying to deceive her at all. He's being open with her.
Real estate.
Wait,
Plus
how's that?
Sean. All right, Sean. Have you told people about that?
Oh, what?
Real estate.
Real estate. What did Eddie know?
Yeah, I'd probably mention it offhandedly, especially if Eddie ever asks where I got my money from.
All right, so yeah, Sean apparently does own some buildings in some city in like another state.
Nah. Oh, well, he's actually a realtor. He's in
A
real estate.
realtor. You're like, it's okay to say if you're a secretary, Eddie. I won't think less of you. You're an assistant to a realtor. You're a secretary, dude.
I know. I didn't want to. But yeah, I really have to go.
Okay. And she looks kind of awkward, and then she kind of grabs you and she kind of kisses you, and she goes, "Have a good day. I'll maybe see you tonight."
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Just don't take weeks to call me or anything, okay? All right.
I won't.
God damn it.
Bye. What? Wait, what was that?
I said reassure her, goddammit. She thinks that you're blowing her off post one night stand.
Yeah, but she already has my phone number.
And nothing could possibly go wrong in Fairy.
But oh crap. That's not going to reassure her if I say, "Hey, we might I might have to go on a trip with him for a while." This totally isn't an excuse I'm just making up to, blow you off right now.
Amelia, you don't have to call her and tell her that until you leave physical space.
You could also, just say, like, I want you to know that I want to see you again. Or something like that. You're not giving her anything.
Hmm. All right. So yeah, before any of
Unless you
these,
don't want to see her again, of course.
all right. So he'll before he goes, Eddie will go back over to her.
I don't think so, but
I think you're
sorry, I
talking.
was talking to Sarah.
So Eddie, what are you doing?
Eddie will walk back over to her. He'll just sit down on the bed and look her in the eye, and try to reassure her by saying, "Look, I promise I'll call you back."
Roll
And-
rapport.
Okay.
Right. She smiles. She's like, "All right, look, just make sure you keep in touch, because I don't want to be that one girl who you sleep with on the first date and then regret. Like, I'm not that girl, am I? I mean, if I am that girl, you can tell me right now, and I suppose I'll be less upset."
No, of course not. I wouldn't go to a psychiatrist on behalf of just that girl.
He's more of a life coach too.
By the way, I think you should probably skip your next session with him if you can. Make up an excuse or something. Please.
Okay. I was gonna go today. I was gonna talk about this because I was feeling kind of really uncertain about what was going on.
But you know what? You don't need him. You're a strong, independent woman, and you can do what you want to do.
Oh, all right.
Prove it to yourself.
All right. Okay. Oh God, you have to go, don't you?
Oh, yep. Shit.
Yeah, she'll unblock his number.
Bye.
Right.
Then he'll rush out the door.
So, a few moments later, Sean arrives at your house. Parvis.
Hello.
Hello. So, what have you been up to?
Aside from admiring the robe and everything, probably the usual day-to-day stuff. You know, looking for food, etc.
All right. Emily, have you been back to the dragon yet?
The thing is, out of character, as for me, I wouldn't. But this is Parvis, so yeah, he probably has gone back. He's like, oh, he just come back once a week. So he goes, I made a new friend. I'm going to go see him now.
All right. No. The dragon is happy to see you. He offers you food. Admittedly, and now you can think I could go back, and this guy's probably going to give me food.
Interesting.
We can play out that scene in a bit.
Okay.
Because basically he's going to be friendly with you. He's going to talk a little bit more about that. He's just going to ask if you have a place to stay. Or have you just been living on the street?
Yeah. He has no reason to lie to him, so he would tell him, yeah, he's been living on the street.
All right. He is going to tell you that he can get you a place to stay. Absolutely no charge.
Wow, this guy's a cool friend. All right.
Yeah. No favors, no nothing in the future. He fully says this is not future considerations, although except for the fact that we're friends. So if you if you somehow turn against him, then yeah, he's going to not let you stay at his places. But no, he has a decent place that you can stay. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get you a cell phone.
Oh, this is cool.
Parvis has a sugar daddy.
Harvest does have a sugar daddy.
Gonna be like a sugar dragon then. But yeah.
The
Again,
dragon's pampering his pet. I mean, he was literally given to him as a present.
It's true.
Yeah, it does make sense to me. And again, Parvis is kind of naive, so
Plus, this is a Dresden dragon. You know, it's not necessarily horrible, I think.
Oh, it's a Chinese dragon, which
These
are
Chinese dragon, they're actually pretty nice.
yeah they tend to be seen as beneficial in the lore
Mhm.
of theirs. So that he's admittedly, I'm guessing if you try to kill him, he's going to be upset.
It's not a Shadowrun dragon.
Yeah.
We're okay.
oh god, no.
No.
Those guys are freaking scary.
It's also not a Pharaohvax Eastern dragon.
It does not sleep on a pile of stock certificates.
He might do that. Dragons really like that. Anyway, so you've been staying with the dragon, or at least in a place that the dragon owns.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Cool.
Alright, cool.
Admittedly, now you have a cell phone. You should probably get people's phone numbers.
Probably a good idea. And yeah, you'd wind up going either to Sean's or Maddie's probably, because I think those are the two people he knows how to find the
Yeah,
easiest.
sure. Pick one though, because that's each one of those choices delivers you to a very different group of people currently.
Hmm.
This is the life.
I'm sorry? I couldn't hear you at all. Well, I think it would make...
I'm sorry, I was talking to Max.
Oh, okay. I think it would make the most sense. He'd probably go to Maddie's because he knows Kitlin hangs out there a lot.
All right, yes, and you and Kitlin are probably the two closest to the people.
That would make the most sense to me.
So, Maddie and Kitlin, as you have continued your cuddling, or however far that it gets, I'll leave that up to you guys.
Bernie used to have a fantasy about some of that.
Damn it.
Fucking hell.
That was pretty good.
Take another chip, Max.
Ugh.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
I was not expecting that.
All right. So, there's a rat at your doorstep. His name is Parvis, and he's in a swanky silk robe.
Well, in addressing the first question, probably not beyond cuddling. And Maddie's gonna open the door and see him standing there in his robe. Her shoulders are gonna slump a little bit. She's like, she's just gonna hold up a finger and she's gonna say, "I just need a shower. Give me 5 minutes before something happens." She's gonna turn around, and walk back upstairs.
All right. Are you letting him in, or you're going? You.
I'm leaving the door open for him, and he's been here many times, so I assume that he'll come in.
All right.
Okay, I was gonna say, if she didn't, he'd probably still be smiling kind of dumbly, waiting at the door for 5 minutes. But yeah,
Hi,
you'd walk in there. Hello. I have a new robe. It's comfy.
Hopefully you don't get it dirty.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I also have a. He pulls the cell phone out of the robe's pocket. I got a phone.
Aren't you going? Well, don't lose it.
I'm really gonna try not to. So how's it going?
Good. We're watching Gilmore Girls.
I have no idea what that is.
Steph has never seen Gilmore Girls, but Kit is going to relay everything that has been happening.
There's two people named Lorelai, but one of them's called Rory for some reason. I don't know.
And they talk very fast and make a lot of bad puns. Moving on.
The thing is, I have seen it before when I was younger. I was like, oh, this is really, really cheesy.
I live
Anyway,
with Sarah, so I'm pretty sure I've seen every episode at this point.
Wow.
all right.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that happens. All right. So, Maddie, you get out of the shower. You're dressed and ready. Oh, Sean, question.
Yeah?
Now that Eddie's getting there, what are you planning on doing? I want to know what you're doing. I'll let you think about it, but mention what you're doing in the chat when you have an idea, okay?
Well, like what I'm doing between now and when Eddie gets here?
No, once Eddie arrives, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm going to teach him how to use a firearm.
All right, nothing else?
Well, no, wait, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I had something else I need to do. The hell was I going to do?
Yell at Vernon.
I guess is Vernon going to be coming along on the siege? I don't think that's wise.
I mean, he's considering it. He has sworn to protect Sean's children, bear in mind. So his father kind of put him in a rough spot with that regard.
Alright. Yeah, this will bring him along. Alright, so I guess I'll teach Vernon how to use a gun, and I'm going to fit Eddie with a pair of steel gauntlets.
All right. Not doing anything else? Not reaching out to anyone else? Because you had said you might know someone, just someone to get the thing for
right.
him.
Right, that's it. Thanks for reminding me. I need to call Maddie.
All right. So Maddie's going to get a phone call sometime during this scene. Just wanted to make sure that was happening so that I know when. I needed Sean to declare that. Anyway, Maddie, you get done with your shower. Harvest is there. Kitlin is about as enthusiastically as she is about your relationship, detailing you're watching Gilmore Girls, which seems to be really exciting. And it's like you've heard this, but when other people have discussed, like, it's like, and then we made out and we did all these things and blah blah blah, but instead it's the plots of Gilmore Girls, you know.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
You come downstairs or you walk out of the shower, get dressed, whatever you're doing, to hear Kitlin regaling Parvis with the plot of Gilmore Girls, like someone would regale a hot, steamy night of passion with a new lover.
Huh. Okay. I'm going to wrinkle my eyebrow a little bit at that. I'm also going to make a mental note to ask Kitlin how old she is. And I'm going to start assembling a duffel bag.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Parvis, she's walked out and she's just getting a duffel bag.
Okay. Because my main goal here is basically to get phone numbers.
She's got a duffel bag and she's putting stuff into it, I'm guessing. Yes, no, maybe?
Yes. I'm putting various medical supplies, a change of clothes, the chainmail armor that I had from the last adventure, and stuff in it, getting resignedly ready for something insane to happen because one of these crazies has shown up at my house again.
All right.
Wise.
What are you doing?
Well, after after listening intently to Kit, and then realizing that Maddie's back, be like, "Oh, cell phone. I need numbers for it."
So one of the crazies
Mhm.
pulls out a cell phone that you know he didn't have before, and now wants your number.
Okay. Did you buy that?
It was given to me by my new friend.
Maddie's gonna shrug and plug her number into it.
I'm okay with this.
So you've got the number. What are you doing now?
Who's your new friend?
That guy we met the other day. The
A dragon?
yes, dragon.
They're talking about a dragon now, Maddie. Apparently, Kitlin knew about the dragon before he said the word dragon.
Dragon? You met a dragon and you didn't tell me?
I was giving you space.
Where could a dragon possibly hide in New York City?
Chinatown?
Do they have like it in a warehouse or something? How does it like go out?
Well, first there's a massage parlor. Lots of half-naked women. And then
And
there's
people who really like their massages.
the dragon.
The massage parlor, then sweatshop, she says. Then there's the dragon.
I'm just gonna stand there speechless. And then go back to packing my duffel bag.
Where are we going? We haven't finished the season.
I'm just getting ready for something to happen. Something always happens.
All right.
Hey,
That's not a perfect time for the phone to ring.
Yeah, the phone rings.
See?
Wow.
Hello?
Hey, Sean. You're up.
Hey. I need you to come to my house as soon as you can.
You were right, Maddie.
Well, I'm already packed. I'll be there as soon as I can.
All right.
How many people are dying?
Not today? Nobody. I hope.
Huh. Well, that's an improvement over the last time I saw you.
Well,
And I'm just gonna hang up.
millions, technically, worldwide. You'll die every day.
So, Maddie, do you have a car?
Nope.
Caitlin doesn't have a car. Parvis doesn't have a car. You guys are taking the bus, I'm guessing.
Well, does he live too far away for the train?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you could get to a spot and take an Uber.
Yep, that sounds good. Train and then Uber.
All right. So you Uber all the way out to his house. Seems like everyone's gathered when you get there. You are all together now.
Well, Maddie walks in looking a bit cross with a duffel bag slung over her shoulder that jingles in a way very reminiscent of chainmail, and she has a sword strapped across her back. And she looks very sourly at Sean, and it's like, okay,
Oh,
what?
the Uber guy, by the way, had a lot of questions. So, is that real?
No,
Like-
it's a comic convention.
Oh,
I say in a
okay.
very snide voice.
All right.
Do you think that this guy wears a shiny robe every day?
No, he kind of looks homeless. Admittedly, you've bathed now. He has this really great bath. Like, it's got showers and huge tubs. You can fit like 5 people in it.
Cool.
Right. So, Barb, Vernon, you two wait inside with Eddie and Kidlin. Kidlin, can you keep an eye on Vernon, Harv, and Eddie and make sure they don't do anything dumb?
Define dumb.
You know my definition. Eddie, you keep an eye on Parv, Kidlin, and Vernon and make sure they don't do anything dumb.
Of course.
Melon,
Never.
there's somebody that you need to talk to.
Me specifically?
We said, Madeline, there's someone you need to talk to.
Oh, I thought he said, now then, there's someone you need to talk to.
Yeah, I also kind of heard that.
We need to talk to, really.
Okay.
I'm going to leave Melon over to the garden, and everybody else should be going back inside. Are they?
Anyone
No.
would like to declare they're not going back inside?
Wait,
Has
what?
anyone bothered to explain what's happening at all to me?
Nope.
Right. That's what I thought.
Do you have any questions?
Kitlin's gonna kind of like
Why did you call
search
me?
at the door. She'll be inside.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright. I called you over here because I'm making a deal with the Queen of the Summer Fae in order to acquire enough power to destroy a Fae King, the Autumn King. And the only person who I know of who can be trusted with it, and that includes me, is you. You will incur no debt to anybody by taking this. I am the one who will be incurring the debts.
Why are you... What?
Actually, has anybody explained to Madeline that my daughter got kidnapped and we're launching an attack on the Autumn Fae?
Nope.
No one explained anything.
Nope.
Really? Alright, so I guess I'm going to open with that discussion instead. My daughter's been kidnapped by magical fairies who belong to a court known as the Autumn Courts. I am currently friends with the Summer Court, and with their help, we're launching a siege on them to recover my daughter.
Wait, stop. That's Vernon's group. The people in the bar who tried to drug me?
They're not exactly Vernon's group, more that Vernon's dad owns the group. Vernon doesn't like his dad.
Okay. So you're trying to... So he's kidnapped your daughter,
Correct.
and now you're trying to lay siege to him?
We are attacking their fortress, which is known as Entropis Tor, in order to recover my daughter from them.
Roll me scholarship, please.
Okay.
Entropis probably comes from entropy. Having a high scholarship, you know entropy is, oh my god, entropy. The breakdown of everything. The end. The destruction. Terribleness. The release of all energy. The breakdown of all things.
I'm gonna hold up my hand and interrupt him and say, okay, so you're telling me that a magical fairy king stole your daughter and is hiding her in the heat death of the universe?
You know what? I wish half of the bullshit I went through made that much sense. But effectively, yes.
And I want to help you to find
Keep in mind,
your
it's not
daughter.
actually the heat death of the universe. It's a name. There's some weird shit going on with that castle, but it's not true entropy.
I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. You want me to help you to murder a magical king in a crazy castle?
I'm asking for your assistance with this.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I could stitch you up if you got shot.
But don't worry about that. Like I said, I have arranged for a deal with the queen of the summer course. She will hopefully she'll give you access to the fires of summer, and you'll be able to use that. You know what magic is? You should know what magic is.
Yes.
It's like that, but it comes from the Fae.
I found it a week ago. But yes.
You haven't even found out a week ago, I don't think.
Well, my uncle gets magic. My brother? What is he? I forget.
Brother.
But yeah, he gets magic from demons. So you want me to get a magic from a fairy?
Yes. That's not evil. It's not evil magic, if that's what you're worried about. It won't taint your soul.
Okay, but you're telling me that if I agree to this, you're going to go and introduce me to the fairy queen? Like,
one of them.
You know Shakespeare.
I do know Shakespeare.
Don't say her name.
But T or M?
T.
Okay. Well, I'd rather.
I'd rather go with Oberon.
I don't know. Well, should I expect Puck to spring out from behind a tree too?
No.
I don't understand what you're asking of me, but I guess if I can ask her what this means, we'll see.
If you have something you can offer her, I'm sure she'll give you answers to whatever questions you may have. You have any other questions? I can answer them for you, free of charge.
Why me? Why can't you do this? I mean...
He doesn't trust me with it, which is understandable. Do you know what wizard means?
No.
It means wise one. Wizards, people who use magic, acquire that magic and use it with great wisdom. I am not a wizard. Most of the people I know are not wizards. You have the potential to be wise. You and you alone could be trusted with this power.
Riley.
Sean, I'm a doctor. I'm...
Okay, first, I'm flattering her. Second, I can't give it to Riley because Riley has to watch the portal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to use it.
It'll be easier than you think it will.
But
Plus,
you're
we've got
asking me
all
to
day
hurt
for you to learn.
people at the end of the day, right?
No, I'm not asking you to hurt people. I'm asking you to hurt Fae. They're not human. They actually literally do not have souls.
I don't know about all this, but I'll talk to her.
All right. I really appreciate this. I know I'm asking a lot of you. And frankly, I don't really have any right to ask this of you, but I don't know anybody else who I could ask for this. If he agrees to this, and you help me get back my daughter and we pull this off, I will be forever in your debt.
But this is what I'm saying. I know that that means something to you, but it doesn't mean the same thing to me. And I'm really scared of doing something that's going to put me in someone else's power when I don't understand what's happening.
I understand that. I understand that fair. You shouldn't have to worry about that in this case. Like I said, the power you'll be given will incur a debt that I will pay. You will not be under anyone's power but your own.
Roll empathy.
Me or her?
Her. Sorry. That's your 3 you just got. Roll me deceit.
What? No, I didn't. That was an old roll.
Okay.
That was my knowledge roll.
Still, Sean, I would like you to roll me deceit.
Why am I rolling deceit?
A, you have said you are lying to her, and you are puffing her up. And B, what you're saying is not necessarily true. I'm going to roll for this.
Well, the only thing that I said that is untruthful is when I said that she's the only person I know who could receive this power.
All right, okay, just give me a roll for deceit, all right?
What? Did I do it wrong? Whoops.
It's 4DF. All right. So you think that there might be some dishonesty in what he says about, like, that there might be someone else? When he says that you're probably not the only person he knows, but you're just probably the most convenient person he knows. Or the most convenient person who hasn't already said no. But the other thing I'm going to mention to you, Sean, is you do know that giving her this power will definitely put her in the power of someone else, and may make her beholden to Summer if she continues to use it. Admittedly,
Well, what does it? Because under the deal that I originally proposed to Titania was she provided me with the power, or in this case, Mountain power, and I help her rescue.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
but the deal ends when Shay is rescued, and if I continue to use the power, then they can use it against me.
Right. So I guess in the deal, I can specify that she give Madeline the power or access to that power while we are attacking Tropa's store.
That's not how it works. Anyway, but the thing is, if she continues to use it, she could put herself in debt.
Right.
That is something that would need to be said. You're giving her an awesome tool.
Right. Well, in that case, say something I want to specify whether is that if she uses it after the attack, she may start to incur debt.
I'm not sure if empathy is the right role for it, but here's my question. Do I get the genuine feeling that his primary goal is just to help his daughter? Like there's nothing
yes.
else that I feel.
Yes, you, Connor. Unless you want to say that you're hiding something that I don't even know about.
I can't think of anything.
His main concern seems to be getting his daughter back. He seems to be very distraught about this. Like,
All right. Here's what's going to happen. I can't live with myself if I feel like any harm is going to come to a child because of something that I do or don't do. But I'm also incredibly angry with you right now for putting me in this position. But that doesn't change anything. I'm going to help you with this. But you better come up with some way to think in the future if we're going to be on speaking terms when this is over and she's back in your arms.
I will do whatever it takes to pay you back for this. I promise you that.
Okay.
One thing that you would probably think of is the fact that you could, you do have your wife who would probably be willing to help her learn how to control her powers.
The summer ones, or is she like developing powers?
Oh, she has latent abilities that she can use,
Because I
and
don't know
also
about
help
that.
her with the thing. Oh, you don't? I could have sworn you did.
You know, because you were there when your wife like soul gazed with me and told me.
Oh yeah. All right. So that John is going to suggest that, as at least partial payments, Riley could help Madeline learn to control her powers.
It's not payment, Sean. See, this is the language that freaks me out.
Right.
I'm saying one friend to another that this is unfair, and
A door opens. Out walks a Riley. She kind of goes up to you and she's like, "Pardon me for intruding, both of you. May I join this conversation that I have been shamelessly eavesdropping on from?" And she points to an open window.
I don't mind.
well, of course you
Oh, I
can.
guess. So, all right. This is what I need to know. You have latent ability inside. What I believe my sometimes idiot husband, who I love very dearly and care for very much, is trying to say is that he is about to make a bargain with someone that you will be the beneficiary of. It is the way of fairies to make deals and bargains. If he's talking about payment, it's because he and I have spent a whole lot of time dealing with the Fae, and the idea of balance is important to them. Does that help you understand where we're coming from?
It does. I don't want you guys to pay me back for this. What I'm saying is that I want you to acknowledge that this is terrifying and huge, and it's not fair that this happened to you with your daughter, and it's not fair that it's happening to me, and I don't even know what I want. But that's where I'm at.
Oh, I totally understand that this is unfair, and this is not something that you asked for. But and which I want you to know, she tentatively tries to reach out and take your hand. Do you stop her?
No.
All right. So she kind of takes her hand and then she puts another hand over yours. She goes, "I want you to know that I was in the exact same place when I discovered my power around the time that I met Sean. I didn't think any of this was real. It was all a complete total shock to me. And the first person who gazed upon my soul did it without asking me first. I feel incredibly violated. And for the longest time, I hated what I was. And I hated my magic, and I tried to suppress it. And I thought that it wasn't fair that it would happen to me, that this person would do it. And I had to grow, and I had to change, and I didn't want to do any of that. And so what I'm going to tell you is I don't want to force you to do anything. If you don't want this, I am not going to be upset with you. You can do whatever it is that you want. I don't want to pressure you into it, but I want you to know that if you take this for us, you have my personal support, and I will be there to help you with whatever you need, as your friend, as a teacher, as whatever you want.
I'm going to start squeezing her hand like under mine very, very hard, and I'm going to look her dead in the eyes, which I know is stupid, and I'm going to...
Absolutely nothing happens when you look her dead in the eye.
Well, yeah, but anyway, and I'm going to say... But it's just the opposite. I want this so badly, and I'm so scared of how much I want magic, of how much I've always wanted it to be real. I'm scared of what I'll do if I lose control.
Well,
I need you to promise me that you're going to help me if something goes wrong.
here's what I can promise you. I am fairly new, but I will do my best to take you on as an apprentice. Would that be something you would like?
Yes.
Whether you do this or not, I will teach you what I know. We're going to start small, and we're going to start with you learning to control. Because I have sworn to keep people on the straight and narrow. So I will do my best to do it. And I will be there to pull you back if I feel that you are ever going astray.
Right. Maddie's crying a little bit at this point, but she's shaking quite violently, but she's going to say, well, let's do this then.
All right. She kind of lets go of your hand. She looks at Sean, and she's like, she's trying to follow your lead, whether you want her to walk with you or you want to walk alone with Sean, and she's trying to feel that out. What does she get with a sense of your body language?
From me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want her to go outside of a 5-foot radius from me ever again.
Okay. All right. So, Caitlin, a new redhead has moved in on your woman. She's within threatening cuddle distance. How is that making you feel?
Kitlin's probably making like quiet, distressed whining noises.
Aww.
All right, Maddie, roll me alertness.
But she was told to stay inside.
All right, do you have any reason to look back at the house?
Probably not in the forefront of my mind right now.
All right, so you don't notice Kitlin, and you get led away by another woman. Who Kitlin totally sees that other woman turn around and meet her eyes and lick her lips and go, mine. Even though...
That doesn't actually happen?
Yeah, that doesn't actually happen. We're talking about a married woman who actually loves Sean. Like, she's...
Furthest thing from her mind.
Yeah, no.
Well, a second furthest.
So, Riley walks with you. She's got her hand on your shoulder and on your arm. Sean, what do you do?
All right. Well, considering the garden is like right there in the backyard, I guess we get to the garden and start the ritual.
All right. Thunder, lightning, everything is frightening. Storm clouds roll in. Bolt lands damn near next to you, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is one of the most beautiful women you have ever seen in your life. Just, it doesn't matter what she is gorgeous. Like, just the picture, and she's full of life and thunder and oh my god, she's pissed off.
Okay.
You can see that anger just boiling under the surface in every little minute tension about her. She seems upset. Vernon! She's back! And there's another woman next to her.
Is it Rose Petal again?
Rose Petal's back with Titania.
I give Rose Petal a look. I knew you'd be back.
You're inside the house, dude, so are you... No, admittedly, alright, you say that from inside the house, and her head whips around. It's like she's facing completely different. But you swear she does that, like, horror movie thing where the head goes all the way around and just, like, looks at you and is like, death stare, and then it's back.
I'm probably going to kneel, actually, because I'm feeling awkward and out of place, and one of the queens of the universe is standing in front of me, and I know at least a little bit of what that means.
You hear the voice goes, ah, a very receptive vessel, one who knows her place. You choose well, Lord of Chaos.
I got that. She is the wisest person I could find suitable for the task. Without a doubt.
Wise, you say?
Responsible, really.
One who has one who surrounds themselves with duty. That is well. You may stand. Admittedly, Titania is not speaking to you. Apparently, there's some other woman who's speaking to you.
Right. I will get up and probably stare at my shoes.
Admittedly, I want to remind you of something else that you heard about magic just the other day. Magic apparently healed Riley.
Mhm.
So if you want to ask about that, you might want to ask about that. She's going to look at you and go, do you understand what is to be done here?
No.
She looks at Sean, as if to say, you need to inform her.
I understand that you're going to give me some ability that will help him to reclaim his daughter and yours.
Indeed. For the duration of this task, I will be very generous with my power in the returning of my own daughter, who has been taken.
Can you say that again? I'm not quite sure what that intoned.
My own daughter that has been taken.
No, the generous with her power and something daughter has been taken.
I will be very generous with you with my power, and as you are going on a mission to reclaim my daughter who has been taken.
Basically, Maddie's not going to incur any debt as long as you guys are saving Shay.
Wait, hold on. Brandon, do you mean granddaughter? Or not grand?
No.
I haven't granddaughter. No, Madeline.
We're not talking about your daughter. We're talking about Shay. You agreed to rescue Shay.
After I rescued my daughter.
Where do you think they're both being kept?
Ah, for fuck's sake. But no, of course, that makes sense. So yeah, Sean stares into the air for a moment, thinking about it, and then
Sean has a
light bulb
dumbfounded
overhead.
moment, and then goes, "Oh shit."
I'm not sure if that's really irritating or really convenient.
Do you accept this gift, this blessing of life?
Is it a blessing of life or a blessing of death? I don't understand its nature.
Oh, she just you. Oh,
I know. I don't know. That's the thing, though.
I know.
I'm asking if I'm going to be hurting people with it.
Dude, here's a chip for that. Because unfamiliar with the supernatural worlds,
Mhm.
and shit, no, naive college student. Because admittedly, you just opened up a can of hurt, but but no, it makes total sense that your character would say that. Take those two chips, man. But yeah, she's just like, of course, summer is life. Summer is growth. Summer. We are not winter. I am not my sister. I do not ever compare me to her. We are nothing alike.
I apologize for the comment. She did not mean to make such a comparison. She doesn't fully understand the symbolism of summer and winter, as it were. I believe what she meant is she wishes to know if the gift is something that heals or can hurt.
It can do both. All magic is used only by how the user decides. How will you, child, shape your own power?
I don't know. I just want to do what I can to help.
Very well. Do you accept?
Yes.
All right. Hold out your hand.
I will, although like visibly shaken.
All right. She takes your hand, and you feel fire flowing through your veins. You now have to give me 6 chips.
Okay.
You have lost Pure Mortal, which is where 2 of those ships have come from,
Okay.
and 4 of them are for Sealy Magic, which is what you have now. Which does a very nice number of cool things. In all honesty, for spellcasting, getting a sponsored magic is kind of magic with the training wheel still on. It's actually a good place for people to start learning how to cast spells.
This is a excellent sort of pre-magic tutoring for you out of character.
Again, it comes with knowledge of how to use it. Your character now instinctively knows, in some sense, how to utilize this power. Like, it's more than just, of course, it's not just like, oh, now I can throw a fireball. It's, you know how to throw a fireball. You know how to make plants grow. Although it's not like the knowledge in your mind. It's coming from a different part of your body. You now know that you could be the best damn healer in the entire world with your personal knowledge of how the body works and Summer's knowledge of how a body works.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's also the idea that you could make a body work better than normal. You could enhance everyone. And it feels good. What do you do?
I'm probably going to stare at my hand for a good long time, and I'm probably going to cry a little bit. Both because of stumbling across all the good that I could do, and out of the sheer terror of what I might do to keep it.
Emily, as you think of all the terrible and horrible things that you could do to keep it, you know how to do them. You could immolate someone from the inside out. Spontaneous human combustion is now just at a wave of your hand. Summer does not tend to like that, though. You get a sense that this wants to grow life. You get a sense that it would be so much easier for you to just have a body eaten alive by the bacteria in its intestines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's dark corners to this. They did not just give you sunshine and goodness. They gave you summer, which I'm sure, as someone who knows your character is now a little more in tune and understanding the nature of summer.
Yep.
All
Beautiful and terrible.
Yes, beautiful and terrible. This is definitely a significant milestone for you. So I'm going to give everyone else a significant, which is +1 skill point, and a minor milestone. You could use this to train out your trouble aspect if you want to stop being so not knowledgeable about the supernatural world and want to learn more, or you could use it for anything else and just continue your I know this much, but this much isn't anything.
Which would not be inaccurate.
I think I'm probably gonna hold on to that. Gaining this knowledge doesn't explain any of the other forces of magic and the occult in the world.
So that's totally true. But yeah, you can change an aspect. So, with that, Titania basically bids her leave. Vernon sees another head swivel with a little bit of the invasion of the body snatchers point at scream sort of thing before Rosebud
A wink and a kiss face.
Rosebud goes away. Kitlin,
Yep.
what are you doing? Maddie's crying, being comforted by the other woman.
Well, actually, I was going to say, as soon as Titania leaves and Madeline is sort of, leaning over, looking at her hand, Sean's going to. Sean puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "It's a lot, isn't it?"
It's more awful and more wonderful than I ever imagined.
Feels like you have electricity, fire, power racing through you, giving you strength, more power than you could ever need or want, and it wants you to do things.
Yeah, I'm gonna look Sean dead in the face and I'm gonna say, that isn't even 1/1000th of what I'm feeling right now.
I know.
Riley
Words can't truly describe it.
Then Riley kind of goes,
But
then let's stop using them. She kisses.
What?
She kisses Sean very emphatically.
Shut the fuck up before you're on fire.
I'm trying to impart a lesson about self-control.
Yeah, I know.
About
I know.
maintaining humanity.
Riley,
This is literally the struggle that Sean went through.
I know.
Receiving all the power and wanting to do evil, but not wanting to do evil.
Yeah, I know. And Riley really wants you to deliver that message. Not right now. This is in a few hours, maybe, at night thing, when she's more comfortable. Right now, she doesn't need the lesson. She needs the friends and family supporting around her. In fact, Riley kind of looks up, looks at Kitlin, and gestures for her to come.
Okay, as I was being talked over,
Okay.
Kitlin does go outside.
All right.
I only spoke up when you spoke up because this would have happened before Caitlin had the opportunity to go out.
Yeah. So Kitlin's coming out, Riley sees you coming outside and waves you over. And, steps back a little. So, Kitlin, what are you doing?
She's gonna go give Maddie a hug.
All right, Maddie, you're being hugged.
I'm going to bury my face in Kitlin's hair and sob.
All right.
Sean's dirty luck.
Yeah. Riley, all right, so while you're doing that, Riley is taking a step back from you and sort of surrendering you into the loving and care of what Riley is fairly certain is your girlfriend.
Sean's doing the same.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm assuming. If you guys have anything to say, then you guys can play the scene now. If not, after a few moments, Riley is going to try to silently, urge you guys to stand up, letting Maddie continue her, sobbing and things, but just get her sobbing inside. It's all right, you've cried enough. Now it's time to cry while walking.
Fair enough.
We'll go inside and I'll make you tea.
Coco?
We got a cocoa.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Riley goes in. Riley looks at Kitlin and goes, "I can make the cocoa if you would like to stay here."
Yes, please.
All right. So Riley goes, grabs Sean, pulls him away.
I was going to say something about how it's
Yeah, that's why she grabs you and
to it. But yeah.
pulls you away. Vernon, Parvis, Eddie, what are you guys doing?
Probably looking for a cold pack to put on my various singed bits.
Oh, yeah. I remember what Parvis would do.
Right. So Riley, all right, what is Parvis doing? Then I'll have Riley respond to what Vernon's doing in the kitchen. All right.
The only thing I could think of, it's more of a joke, is he'd be like, "So I have a cell phone."
So Parvis is playing with his cell phone. He's found that there's something named Siri living in his phone.
She tells jokes.
My God.
She's odd. She talks to him. It's like my phone talks to me.
About 5 minutes later, the phone just sort of...
Eddie, what are you doing?
It's hard to say.
Eddie is coming with Sean. They're going to the armory, and Sean is going to fit a pair of gauntlets for him.
All right. That's happening. So, as you guys make your way through the
I laughed
kitchen,
and said he's paranoid. I practiced the art of the fist.
Yeah, I know you practice the fist. That's why I'm giving you steel gauntlets.
So as Eddie is...
They said the Illuminati was imaginary while I practiced the art of the fist.
As Eddie is walking through...
The Illuminati is
Sean,
imaginary.
shut
These
up.
gauntlets are real!
As Eddie and you and Riley are walking through the kitchen, and Vernon is digging through the ice chest to find ice to put on his various burned parts, Riley stops and looks at you and goes, "What happened to you?"
Yeah, the big scary one didn't like the fact that I was hitting on her voice box.
She stops and she looks at Sean, pointing as if to, make that make sense for me, please.
He hit on Rosebud while Titania was talking.
Oh. And she did that?
I think Rosebud did that.
Why would...
Well, past experience would lead me to believe she is hot for me.
Past experience would lead me to believe that you're not very good in
So,
bed.
as you said, all right. So as you say, past experience with leaders that she's hot for you. Like the questioning of why would Rosebud do that vanishes from Riley's face, and she gives a huge eye roll. And then when Sean goes, like, oh, that you're lousy in bed, and she looks at, like, she just turns to him and goes, "What?"
Fairies don't like it when mortals can't keep up.
What?
I've known some pretty dumb friends.
Yes, you have. Oh. Anyway, back to Maddie and Caitlin.
Caitlin's just kind of rubbing her back and, telling her that it's going to be okay.
She takes your hand.
So I'm not exactly sure like how this power plays out, but am I like aware of the fact that Vernon is hurt?
No.
Okay.
It does not give you all right, it might, but that you would have to actually be working magic on Vernon to assess that.
Okay.
It doesn't just give you a passive life sense.
Mhm.
It's literally just if you wanted to do something that would give yourself life sense, you might be able to do that. That would kind of be something that would be changing your biology, though.
Mhm. Okay. No, I can't really think of anything that she'd be doing right now. Other than crying and being comforted.
How long is the crying lasting? Hours? Minutes?
Sobbing is probably minutes, but the sniffling is gonna go on for a while.
Alright. Alright.
Caitlin will offer to dump hot tea on Sean if it'll make him feel better.
No, it's okay.
Cocoa. Several rounds of cocoa have come out to you.
He's trying to help his kid. I get it.
He shouldn't have asked you to do something you weren't ready for.
I don't know how he could have possibly tried to prepare me for this.
I'm sure there's a better way.
Alright, so Riley goes alright. So Riley looks at Parvis and Ed and Vernon and goes, "Can I trust you two to make hot chocolate and not burn my house down?"
I can.
Better odds than not.
I can
Okay.
try.
You're both on hot chocolate duty, delivery and making. Sort that out amongst yourselves. If you think like you're burning my house down, come get me. I'm going to be in the room with the girls. You may come in to deliver hot chocolate. She looks at Vernon and goes, "If you make any inappropriate comments, I swear I'll grab my sword and I'll stab you. Not in a vital area, but I am going to stab you."
Now, when you say stab,
Okay, vital areas are now back on the table.
no, they're inside the body. Really need to get biology.
Nope. just keep talking and we'll see where they are. She says that she kind of pats you on the shoulder, turns and walks away. And really, Max, I absolutely love you. You've been absolutely hilarious this whole time.
Devil May Care Troll is the character archetype. It is fun.
Well, when she leaves, Barbas will turn to Vernon and say, "She's really scary." I don't want her to stab me. That scared the crap out of me. So,
And so she comes in. She sits down. She kind of looks at you, Maddie, and looks at you, Kitlin, and goes, I don't want to intrude, but when I was going through something like this, I found comfort in music. It's just a suggestion. Is there anything you'd like me to put on? Anything I could do for you?
Right, I'm gonna sit up and try to compose myself a little bit, and I'm gonna say, I've spent most of my life training to be a surgeon. For me, the only thing that's soothing is knowledge, and I would really like you to tell me what I need to know about this. That is what will make me feel better.
She nods and she goes, that I can do. She starts relaying much of the information that is in the book. I am going to probably talk to her about it, a little bit about it, but please feel free to read the wiki now about all the stuff. And she's going to go into a minor Dresden spiel about magic. Like, he does some really good ones and really long ones. She doesn't have, like, quite his breadth and depth of them yet, but you're going to get something of it. The main points is going to be that you have inherited a source of power that you can draw from. That source of power will actually come with knowledge in and of itself. She will explain to you how magic is drawn from various sources. People like you and her have the ability to draw it from the environment and shape it in whatever way they want. She's certain that with practice you'll be able to do more than just fire, and you'll even be able to probably infuse a lot of the gifts of summer that you get into other things like that. So you could conjure a warm summer breeze or rain, or cause plants to grow from the earth. In fact, whenever you use this in your magic, it's going to cause things to grow nearby. It's going to cause plants to lighten. In fact, she was healed by the Lester, the daughter that you are going to save, is the one who healed her when she was injured. And she knows that you saw her as she was injured, and then saw her when she wasn't injured.
Yep. But, point of order, has anyone explained the laws of magic to me?
Oh, yes, she's going to explain that.
Okay.
That's the first thing she does.
I remember Maddie's brother kind of going over them a little bit.
I think, yeah, and I think she went over them again also in the in the thing. I could have sworn she already hit that with you.
Okay,
which is why that wasn't the first thing. But no, so you are familiar with the laws of magic. She definitely is going to tell you that. She's also going to walk away. She's going to bring out her gray cloak, and she's going to put it on the table, and she's going to tell you that this is a cloak of the wardens. These are not people that you should be afraid of. These are the people who are here to protect you. All right? They are sort of like the wizarding police. There can be some people who are not the nicest cops because they've seen some shit. But they're not here to cause people problems as much as people hate. They're sort of, and she sort of explains the wardens to you. She explains that she is one of the wardens, and that she is going to do her best to see that you are taken care of.
Okay. And I know this business of the wardens from my brother, and that he's absolutely fucking terrified of them, of ever being found by them.
Oh, he's not terrified of being found by them. She knows your brother.
Oh, okay.
He called them the assholes.
All right.
It's important to note, Riley does not disagree with him.
Yes, not to put words in Riley's mouth, but of course this isn't something Kiplin would know. Since Maddie is drawing her power from Summer, if she does something against the Accords, that would be on Summer, not her.
No. No.
I think you mean to say the laws of magic. That depends.
That is that's something that Riley wouldn't say
Okay.
That's
because
dangerous information just to start with.
any warlock is a warlock, and so she's not going to say, well, you can break the laws and get away with it, because she's also not certain that she can, because Maddie is a sorcerer.
Well, I didn't say break the laws. I said go against the Accords.
Oh.
I think she's saying you need to tell her about the Accords.
All right.
If she's not aware of them, bad shit could happen.
All right, so yeah, you get told about the Accords. Basically, the laws that bind all of the supernatural world, not just the wizarding world. Admittedly, Riley's is not as depthful into them as like say a fairy would be. But she's like it's like all right. She tells you that you're probably going to need to be hospitable to guests. That is one of the things that is seen as sacrosanct in the Accords, is the relationship between guest and host. She tells you about thresholds and inviting people in. She tells you about the White Council a little bit. She tells them that you're probably not strong enough to join the White Council, and they probably won't accept you. But she's going to be there to help you control your talent. All right?
That's my power being removed from Sealy power, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I assume I could probably melt the face off of most lesser White Council members at the moment.
Oh yeah. Admittedly, it's. She also tells you it's not just about your sponsor. Admittedly, it's about your own innate power and your own innate ability to have wisdom and to know things. That's one of the things that her gifts of her husband has. As idiotic as he sounds sometimes, it's only because he knows things. She actually says it's amazing how dangerous a little bit of knowledge can be. All of a sudden, there's a knock on the door. Sean, you hear someone calling down saying if you could get the door.
I'll go get the door.
Hey, someone's delivering a shipment of AK-47s.
Next time you say somebody knocks on the door, it might be a good idea to define which door.
Oh, sorry, the front door of the house.
Bird is just going to call out, hey, the Gat Man's here. How much do you usually tip?
All right. I'll go down and answer the door.
A very unsavory type is looking at you going, where do you want the guns?
In the back.
Moves around back and, offload a crate or two of guns.
The Homeowners Association is going to have a field day with Sean.
So, Eddie, while he's fitting you out with a gauntlet, what are you saying to him?
I know we're obviously busy with this whole thing, But when we get back, I have a friend who could use some help.
Is this friend the girl from the casino?
It's a hotel, but yes.
Right.
How did you know?
No. I can't figure as such. I can see a look between you two.
That the old chaosly intuition.
More past, more history repeating itself, I suppose you'd say.
Well, she's sort of become the focus of a powerful white court vampire.
All right.
In fact, he nearly preyed upon me until I informed him that I was a agent of summer.
Well, look into him.
Of course, we have things to do right now, but I don't want her to fall victim.
So Riley continues telling you. Are there any questions that you have left, Maddie?
No, not really.
All right. Riley continues to answer your in-character, and I'll continue to answer your out-of-character questions whenever you have them. Other than that, it's probably getting late. So Riley is probably going to go, well, this is going to be day 3. She's getting out camping gear. There is a lot of camping gear and a lot of extra blankets. Several sofas are made into beds. She offers Kitlin and Maddie a guest room together in case they want privacy. Kitlin, Maddie?
Oh, I'd probably just look at Kitlin to see what she wants to do.
I'm guessing Kitlin probably wants to stay with her. Like, she's not gonna push for anything, but mostly just kind of be there and be close. Because you're still kind of coping with everything.
Mm-hmm.
So admittedly, so you're going to take you will take a guest room together?
Yeah.
Alright. So you've got a guest room together. Eddie's on a couch, Parvis is on a couch, Vernon's on a couch. Or a cot, or a sleeping bag on the floor. You three get to decide amongst yourselves. Of course the ladies get special treatment. But again, that's what happens when you totally upend your entire worldview for the sake of this girl's her child.
All right. Everybody try and get a good night's sleep, especially Vernon, Parv, and Caitlin. Because come early morning, you 3 and I are going into the Never Never, and I'm going to teach you guys how to fire a rifle.
I sleep in Central Park.
Well, tonight you're sleeping here.
And you'll survive a few days without the
Open air.
the open air, the mosquitoes,
Yanking.
the bugs,
I think you missed the joke I was making.
the ticks.
About being used to guns.
Yeah.
The lice, the fleas.
No,
The joke was about his familiarity with firearms. He sleeps in Central Park. He knows about firearms.
but doesn't know how to fire one.
I'm sure he's thrown one or two into a fire.
Right. Let her say that. Maxwell,
Yes.
what's your current value in the firearm skill? Gun skill?
Guns.
Guns. All right. So you don't know how to use guns properly, or at least not well. So, in game, I'm going to give everybody at least a basic overview of how to fire an AK, and how to fire a pistol, and that should be I think, enough for you guys to interchange one of your 1-point skills with the gun skill. Believe me,
If you want.
it's a lot harder to learn how to use a sword. You really should. Travis is set with fists and steel gauntlets. I'm set with blade and second blade. Really, you three don't have much in the way of offensive abilities.
We three whom? Who are you speaking to?
Kitlin, Parv, and Vernon.
I
Okay.
don't want to hit things.
I think I've got fists at 1.
I'd rather you have firearms at 1. Fists at 4, you can use that with gauntlets effectively. Fists at 1, that's not going to be good for much when it comes to fighting an army.
I do want to ask though, because I didn't think to earlier. How old is Kitlin?
Like 20.
Okay. But she acts very childish sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I need a ruling. Is a 6-year age gap just creepy?
Well, you're like 35.
No, I'm like 26, I think.
I don't think so.
And she's 20.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like mostly she's childish because she didn't have a normal childhood growing up.
Hmm. Well, I don't know how quickly Kitsune age anyway, so.
Yeah, we're gonna go with standard human
Okay.
aging until someone makes a declaration, and then I go, well, obviously it's changed.
I can look it up later. I forget the mythology stuff. I just realized that Parvis is basically the youngest person in the party.
Well, yes, you're like, well, depends. Are we talking rat years or human years?
Well, in human years, it'd be. Wait, what
You're
are rat
like
years?
2, aren't you?
Basically, yes. And I don't know what that would be in rat years.
Fucking old.
I don't know. I mean, my brother-in-law has had a rat rather that was alive for like 7 or 8 years or something crazy.
Are you talking normal rats or Secret of Nim rats?
Then infinite. No, seriously, that.
The average lifespan of a brown rat in the wild is 2 years. You're fucking old.
Well, in the wild is different than in captivity.
Is Parv in captivity?
Was.
Was in captivity.
Noble Rat versus Peter Pettigrew.
That took me like 6 seconds to remember that.
This rat's been in our family for generations. Rats don't do that, man.
All right, the average pet rat lives 2 or 3 years.
Man, they're taking really good care of that rat then.
Yeah.
Or you could have been Not as old as you thought you were.
It could be anywhere between, like, I don't know, actually, based on the origin, too. Because there's very little he knows about it. And that is something he has to find out one day. Like, out of character, I'm assuming it's magical, but I genuinely can't know that.
No, it's natural. Rats just, turn into humans now. It's the same.
Well, to be fair, it is New York. Anything's possible.
Huh.
I mean, we're not even getting into the weregators living in the sewers.
So yeah, there was a from Maddie.
Yes, I'm doing some reading. Apparently, kitsune stay pretty youngish until they're 100, and they're not exactly full grown until they're 1,000. But most of them don't survive that long.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's when they grow their 9th tail and become omniscient, as if they get to 1,000 years old. Which works out okay, because if I become a full-blown wizard, then we won't have to worry about either one of us being mortal.
You're just gonna have to have the longest relationship in the history of the world.
Well, yeah, but Dresden won't have a 10-minute relationship for fear of what might happen if he falls for someone who can't live to be 1,000. So
True. True. You're just gonna have the elf problem where we go, you know what? Love is like a season. Why? Because we live to be like 1,000 years old. We're done with that. It's like it's really easy to love someone forever when you live a human lifespan, dick.
well, I mean, if we grow apart, it would be a lot less sad than one of us dying of old age.
Yeah.
One of the saddest parts of being immortal is watching your loved ones grow old and die around you. That's the part that that's the part that Sean's not looking forward to at all.
Sean, you have a message.
It won't happen for a while. Still.
Sean, you have to deliver a message.
Oh, right. I deliver a message to Maddie.
So what do you do? Maddie is currently in conference with your wife. I kind of told you to get the fuck out of the room.
What?
I'm talking to your wife, and you have
I'll
been
wait for you to finish.
forbidden to come in.
And I'll wait for you to finish.
They aren't really finished, but I'm sure they'll take breaks periodically. So are you going to go for one of the breaks, or are you just going to let it ride for the night?
Are they going to be talking all night?
Yeah.
That's probably not a good idea because we're doing the attack tomorrow.
Well, oh, no, they're going to go to bed at some point. But...
Alright, then what was the message?
How about this? Sean approaches Maddie as people are figuring out where they're sleeping for the night.
Sure. That works.
So Riley's leading them upstairs into their bedroom, and you see Maddie. Sean, what do you do?
I'm going to go up to her and say that I have a message for her from the corpse woman, whose name I can't remember.
You've been calling her Black Rose? Because of the tattoo?
Have any of us been told her name? I don't
Nope.
think we have.
I've got a message for you from the woman with the black rose tattoo.
Yeah. Riley's eyes go like... Ugh.
What is it?
I deliver the message.
The message is you really need to call the girl from the theater. You really need to go and stop by the theater.
Okay.
Right. Riley kind of looks at you and goes, "What was that all about?"
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, she shoves you away. It's like, go. Moves you into the room and kind of goes, "So, if I'm to be your mentor, I need to know what that was all
I'm sorry, what?
about." Riley goes, "If I am to be your mentor, I need to know what that was all about." To you.
I don't really know what that's all about. I mean, there's this woman who's almost toxically friendly who's been asking me to go see a play at her at her theater or whatever, but I really don't feel like I know her that well. I don't know what they're doing connected to each other.
I'm sorry. Toxically friendly.
You've never met one of those people who's just like, it's almost violent how friendly they are.
No. The more you talk, the more I'm like, oh my god. Anyway.
What?
Describe her so perfectly.
Man, vampires just keep showing up for me to hunt. It's almost like they want to die.
So she's like, you need to avoid them.
Avoid who?
The girl with the rose tattoo. She's like, she rolls her eyes like I have. That phrase just bugs her.
She did tell me what she was, right?
Flesh gold.
Yeah. Why?
She is what we would call a warlock. She breaks the laws of magic, as you've already described. She used your magic to bring someone back from the dead. She's not a good influence. I'm certain she could teach you all sorts of things about magic, but it's going to be twisted things that'll get you into trouble. You need to avoid her.
I haven't sought her out, but she's saved my life on numerous occasions at this point. I've never tried to reach her. She's always found me.
I'm just saying, I think it'd be best if you did everything you could to avoid her. Anyway, it is getting late. I will let you two continue on. I have to go punch my husband and for various infractions, and then make up.
Okay. Try not to beat him up too much. He has to fight tomorrow.
Indeed he does. She walks out. Harvest, Eddie, Vernon, who's getting the couch? Who's getting a sleeping bag? And who's getting something else?
What time of year is it?
What?
What time of year is it? In the game?
Are you muted?
Maybe.
It would be,
I was muted. Sorry about that.
you know what? We're going to go with autumn.
October.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll just take the floor.
Admittedly, there are sleeping bags on the floor. And air mattress,
Just sleeping
probably.
in a tree.
Yeah. There's a sleeping bag and there's an air mattress. So who's on the air mattress? Who's on the couch? Who's on the sleeping bag?
Guess I'll take sleeping bag.
I have no incredible preference.
Eddie.
I'd prefer the couch.
Are you going to text your girlfriend before you go to sleep?
Yes.
Or are you like a wait a day or two kind of guy? You know.
I don't know. She seems pretty worried, so I'll text her.
What does it say? You did say you might be over later, and now it looks like you're sleeping on a couch.
Yeah. Literally, but yeah. I'll text her and say, yep, have plans. Might have to go on a trip for a few days. Can't come over tonight either.
We'll be back in capital letters.
Yes.
Missing you, smoochy face.
None of you are there. Let him write his horrible, atrocious, I'm actually dumping you letter. Come on.
What? That's not what it is. Besides, that could be viewed as clingy.
It could be viewed as clingy, but that has to be someone who isn't already super clingy like she is. So, I think that's a good spot to wrap for this week. Vernon, Max, and
Yes.
Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you guys for giving us your time again. I sincerely hope that you can be here next week when we actually do take it down, but if not, I completely understand. I meant to do it this game, but like getting tied up with everyone and getting everyone on the same page took way longer than I thought.
No problem. Actually, thank you for being so flexible with us.
No problem. Like I really love having you guys. As I said, Vernon, Max, you make me crack up a whole bunch. And Sarah, you bring a real heart to these games with your character, and it's like I love you and Kitlin like so much right now. It hurts. She's like yeah, it's like you're so cute, just kiss, yeah. But even if you don't ever do that, it's like you're just too adorable. Oh. The most adorable asexual couple ever.
They're respecting each other's boundaries.
They are. That was making it so cute. Trust me. And cute. All the respect.
We're getting to know each other. Welcome to a relationship with only women in it.
Yes. I'm loving it. Like you guys are. And you're like, oh, like this is the same kind of thing that like that it was the same kind of thing that Eddie and Riley actually went through. Is Sean did absolutely nothing but be super nice to Riley, and even though she was originally intended to be kind of a bitch, but then all this other terrible things started happening, and Sean just kept being super nice to Riley. And so by the end of it, I'm like, nope. She's now fully in love with Sean. Congratulations, you've won. And then he nearly had to beat the tar out of another player who basically mind raped her because he's like, I'm a wizard and when she stares me down, I stare her down back and do a soul gaze because that's never gonna go wrong for me. Yeah. She got a very bad interpretation of wizards from him because of that. And that's why for the longest time she was like, I need to kill everyone who does magic. Kill everyone who does magic. They're all monsters. Not knowing that she had magic in her. But yeah.
Alright, I hurt you all, but I'm going to bed.
Same.
Yes. See you all next week, hopefully.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. See you.